Alright everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's John, and today's video is pretty straightforward. We got Cobb Vanth figure here, the Vintage Collection Cobb Vanth. It's been a few weeks since I had an opening video, I think. So I'm pretty, let me get out of the way. I'm in the way. I'm pretty excited. And if you don't know already, get that lighting right. If you don't know already, I'm a pretty big Boba Fett fan. And not just Boba Fett, but Jango Fett and any Mandalorians, really. I got others, right? Even the show, right? The Mandalorian show. It's kind of cut off on the top there, but that's what the figure's from, the Mandalorian, if you didn't already know. But I definitely have try and get some of this in shot here. A sizable little collection just for the Mandalorian show already. But we're not going to probably look at every single figure in relation to the Mandalorian show. But we will maybe compare it to some of these other Boba Fett armors. Right, we got the Book of Boba Fett figure. And right here, coming up, get his backpack on all the way. Is the Mandalorian version with the baggy pants and the cleaner armor, the Morak armor. We got the guns, and I'm not even gonna think, we got all these accessories too. I don't necessarily need to pull all of them out and keep them out, right? But the deluxe one, the Tatooine one, the Book of Boba Fett one came with the Stormtrooper helmets. And I really like these little paint job details and scarred up armor. But that's not really the focus. I just wanted to pull out these Boba Fetts so we can compare them a little bit. That's all of them Boba Fetts. And like I said, I do have the Mandalorian figures. There we go. The Mandalorian figures. And he'll go in there with them. I'll have to make some room. It's getting tight and cramped in there, but I could probably move something around. Jango Fett can go off to the side again. Right. But I've got right, the green. Ooh, there we go. The green gauntlets and the red gauntlets. In both versions. And this one's, I think, most comparable to the deluxe Tatooine version because it comes with the boosters for his jetpack and the little rocket that's removable. But also, it looks like, I'm not 100%, I don't want to speak too soon, but it looks like his armor piece comes off too, which is really cool. But I'm going to pause it here and we'll crack this open real quick so we can get it off camera and then bring him back opened. Alright, there we go. And he is completely out of the box, just off camera here. There we go. Look, he's still in that box pose. Can't even stand up like that. He just wants to fall backwards. Let's see if we can't give him a little push to stand up here. Yeah, I'm going to have to play with his feet, his knees, ankles. I want to take a look at this armor, though, too. See? It looks very much like it does come off. I was right. Let's get this head off. And so his little necktie piece is separate. And that armor. Oh, okay. It looks like the armor's going to be a problem because it's plugged into his wrist here. I don't want to break it. I wonder if that plugs in and comes out. It doesn't look like it's meant to come off exactly. Right? I could pull it out here the easiest on the back, but I think it's glued in. I don't want to break the glue or break the peg, right? So I'm not going to rip it off of there. I'm going to leave it on. I was pretty excited to get it off of there. Oh, well. We'll get his head back on here. Take a look at him. There we go. His ankles really are rocked out back. Like he's just going to fall over. There we go. It's a little better, huh? Now, I really want to take a second to say how much I like the wear on his armor. I don't even think it's coming through as good as I want it to on camera here, but it really does, where I said this one's clean looking, and this one has a little bit of wear, some scuffs and scratches, dings up, right? This one's perfectly worn, right, from being in that Sarlacc pit and the Jawa's sand crawler for however long it was supposed to have been on there, I guess. Well, let's get this backpack. Let's get that little rocket in there. See, now, that's something I don't like. This rocket's better, I think. Right, this rocket has a little fire piece attached to it. But not just that, you can unplug this little fire piece, see? And plug in one of these bigger fire pieces if you want. Just the same. Right, and there you can have it just kind of half in. Pew. No fire piece if you want, but just to put it on a table or something like he's assembling his stuff, right? But I do like that it comes out as opposed to like these ones. These ones don't come out at all. So it's better than some of this stuff here. It's better than nothing. Right? Plug it in there. That looks pretty good. And now one of the things I like about him is his guns. Right? He's got that very cowboy and revolver style. Put this in its little holster here. That's a funny holster. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. And like I said, that extra, I don't know, gunmetal, gray or silver, all over the face of the helmet and all over the chest of the armor there. It really looks good. Put this helmet on him for a minute. Oh, come on. Doesn't want to snap. That's alright. It's in there enough. I didn't hear that snap though. But yeah, I like Cobb Vanth because leans more into that Western gunslinger with the same armor. And it's, Boba Fett was already kind of a Western gunslinger. So to try and lean into that even further with the same armor, it's neat to see the different directions they can take this armor, I guess. Right? Just in even Boba Fett's changes. Right? When he took the black tunic instead of the gray. Black robes instead of the gray jumpsuit. I like the differences. Right? Yeah, good. There we go. You can stand up a little better. And I'm looking at these flame pieces here. They're almost the same thing here that Deluxe Boba Fett came with. But it looks like a little redder. Deluxe Boba Fett's pieces are a little oranger. It's okay though. Wonder, yeah, the plugs look about the same. He also came with this rifle. I don't love this rifle as much as I do his revolver. Right, that revolver's pretty cool looking. It's tiny though, look at that. I like how they turned it into a laser gun. Oh, come on. It's a tight little holster. Let's see if I can get this rifle in his arms here. But again, I think I like posing him. I'll probably pose him with that pistol more than anything. His arm still looks fine. I'll put a bend in his elbow there a little bit. There we go. Could put his helmet. Try and put his helmet in his arm here a little bit. This armor, for looking like it could come off. I mean, obviously it can come off, but it doesn't look like it can come off. It looks slim. I know in the past they've done some armors that are real similar for Jango Fett and whatnot. And they always kind of, they can look bulky. They can look extra thick. And even the helmets, right? That's why a lot of us prefer a swappable head, right? Rather than a slip-on bucket. But personally, like this one, this Deluxe, it has the slip-on, right? And it's still one of my top figures, really. But certain figures like Sabine Wren, some of them helmets just look too big. This one for me, this one's good. Get that racket back in there. It might be a tiny bit bigger than it should. But I think, especially if you compare it to these other ones. No, he doesn't want to stand. There we go. Like the Empire Strikes Back one there or whatever. It looks too slender, too thin. So a little thicker is perfect. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm real happy to have this one. I'm not really a completionist. There's lots of figures I do skip. And I think there was a different release of this Cobb Vanth that I had seen. I don't think he came with all these little extras And I was very much not interested in them at first. But when I saw this, I couldn't pass it up with the little jetpack blasters and the removable rocket in his jetpack. That's all cool. I like that. I'm trying to look. I really wish there's a way to get that off, but I don't wanna damage it. I might get another one down the line just to scavenge his armor for some customs or for some Boba Fett unarmored, right? Maybe an armor display. Who knows? Maybe somewhere limited table workshop where he's working on his armor or adding different rockets to his jetpacks or something. Who knows? That's a nice figure, though. I like it. Get my arm out of the way here. It's weird he's got this extra hole on the bottom. Like, what is that for? Maybe one of these jet fires coming out of the bottom, but that seems weird because it doesn't even plug in like it does these, you know? I don't know. Who knows? I don't like it. That's what I'm saying. But it's good enough. I don't like that piece, that little extra hole. It's already bad enough. Pop this off right here. It's already bad enough we gotta settle for these giant holes in their backs. But it does the trick. But I definitely don't want extra holes for no reason. Right, that's one thing Star Wars always has over G.I. Joe. Especially, the last 20 years. Maybe not so much going forward, but for the last 20 years or more, right? They don't have all these extra holes in their legs for the screws and stuff like that. So, finding extra holes is always disappointing. But it looks like a great figure. I'm not trying to bash it too much. I definitely like it. I'll probably wrap it up there, though. I got a few other things to get done today. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out with me. I don't know when my next video will be exactly, but I'll try and get a few out soon. Like I said, I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you again real soon.